So now let us move to the third property, that is outer measure of an interval I is equal to length of an interval. So outer measure of an interval is equal to length of an interval, that is nothing but m star of I is equal to L of I. So here we will divide our situation in different cases and will cover all the intervals. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ I interval ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, but they have not mentioned that whether it is a closed and bounded interval or just a bounded interval or an unbounded interval. So ನಾವು 3 different cases ಆಗಿ first case ಅಲ್ಲಿ closed and bounded ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂತೀವಿ, I ನ closed and bounded interval. In the second case we will consider I as just bounded interval. In the third case we will consider I as unbounded interval. So ಈ 3 cases allu m star of I is equal to L of I anta we should prove. Okay na? So as I said, case 1, I is closed and bounded interval. So ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ I is equal to ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, closed interval a comma b. If I find length of this interval, L of I is equal to b minus a. Correct alva? So now I have to prove that m star of I is also equal to b minus a. ಆಗ್ಲೇ ನಾವೇನು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗೋದು, m star of I is equal to L of I ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗೋದು. ಸರಿನಾ? So in order to prove this, we will prove two inequalities. Equal ಅಂತ prove ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, m star of I is less than or equal to b minus a and m star of I is greater than or equal to b minus a. ಇದೆರಡು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ನಾನು ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ I can say that m star of I is equal to b minus a. Okay na? So first condition prove ಮಾಡೋಣ. We need to prove m star of I is less than or equal to b minus a. Okay na? So for any epsilon greater than 0, interval ಹೇಗೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, this is my closed interval a comma b. Correct? So I will say a minus epsilon by 2 comma b plus epsilon by 2 contains this closed interval a comma b. So for any epsilon greater than 0 ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, this will be a minus epsilon by 2 and this will be b plus epsilon by 2. So a minus epsilon by 2 and b plus epsilon by 2 contains my closed interval a comma b. So ಇದನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಬರಿಬೋದು, a comma b is a subset of a minus epsilon by 2 comma b plus epsilon by 2. Correct? So this a minus epsilon by 2 comma b plus epsilon by 2 is open and bounded interval for closed interval a comma b. Correct? So from the definition of outer measure of an interval, that is m star of I, ಹೇಗೆ ಬರಿಬೋದು ನಾನು, this is equal to infimum of, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ನಾವು ಓನ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕವರ್. ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಓಪನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬೌಂಡೆಡ್ ಕವರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಡ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ a comma b. So ಇದೇ ತರ I should find all possible such covers and I should take infimum of sum of all such covers. That is nothing but outer measure of I. Alva? So, therefore, m star of I will be less than or equal to length of a minus epsilon by 2 comma b plus epsilon by 2. Because m star of I annadenu infimum of sum of all possible covers, but length of one cover. So obviously length of one cover enagirutte greater than or equal to infimum of sum of all such covers. Therefore, m star of I is less than or equal to length of this interval enagutte b plus epsilon by 2 minus a minus plus epsilon by 2. So this will be less than or equal to b minus a plus epsilon. This implies m star of I minus b minus a is less than or equal to epsilon. Again, epsilon is greater than 0. So epsilon takes positive values. So m star of I minus b minus a is less than or equal to 0 anta helbodalva. Same as I have told you in the previous proof. B is less than or equal to epsilon andre I can say b is less than or equal to 0. So this implies direct baritidini m star of I is less than or equal to b minus a. So one of the inequality prove madidaitu. I will call this as equation inequality 1. Okay na? So another inequality we have to prove is m star of I is greater than or equal to b minus a. I is nothing but closed interval a comma b. Correct? So this means we need to prove that infimum of summation k is equal to 1 to infinity length of ik such that closed interval a comma b is subset of union k is equal to 1 to infinity ik, where ik is open and bounded interval. Correct? Open and bounded interval. So this whole term is greater than or equal to b minus a. This is nothing but m star of I is greater than or equal to b minus a. So if infimum of something is greater than or equal to b minus a anta helodadre, then obviously every quantity, so idral baro every quantity in that subset will be greater than or equal to b minus a anta helbodalva. So in other words, I can say that we can prove that summation k is equal to 1 to infinity length of ik is greater than or equal to b minus a whenever the closed interval a comma b is subset of union of ik and ik is open and bounded. So ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು, infimum of all this ಅಂದ್ರೆ infimum of something is greater than or equal to b minus a means it is obvious that every quantity in that subset will be greater than or equal to b minus a. That is nothing but summation k is equal to 1 to infinity L of ik is greater than or equal to b minus a. If this is true means it holds this equation double star is true. Correct? So by Heine-Borel theorem, so okay, I write the statement completely so you can understand it better. Let f be any closed and bounded subsets of real numbers, then every open cover of F has a finite subcover. This theorem will help us in proving this summation k is equal to 1 to infinity, length of ik is greater than or equal to b minus a. So whenever your interval a comma b is subset of union k is equal to 1 to infinity ik, in which ik is an open cover, so idu closed and bounded agidre, then you will have a finite subcovers. Union, okay, a closed interval of a comma b is subset of k is equal to 1 to n ik. This means countable cover will, see, by considering these two, I can say that countable cover will somehow leads to finite cover. This is countable cover somehow leads to finite cover. So every open cover has finite subcover, correct? So it means out of these countable intervals, there will be only finite intervals which will cover open and bounded intervals. I repeat, out of these countable intervals, there will be only finite intervals which will cover your open and bounded intervals. This is nothing but proving summation k is equal to 1 to n, length of ik is greater than or equal to b minus a, that is for finite intervals. So whenever your closed interval a comma b is subset of union k is equal to 1 to n, closed interval a comma b is subset of union k is equal to 1 to n ik. So this implies m star of I is greater than or equal to b minus a. We have to prove this part, correct? So we have closed interval a comma b is subset of union k is equal to 1 to n ik. So this means a belongs to union of k is equal to 1 to n ik. So closed interval a comma b is subset of union k is equal to 1 to n ik andre a belongs to union k is equal to 1 to n ik. So from this there exists at least one interval a1 comma b1 such that a belongs to open interval a1 comma b1, that is a1 will be less than a and a will be less than b1. Here I will get two cases. One is b1 is greater than or equal to b and another is b1 is less than b. Okay na? So how this will be? This is a, this is b. So a is in between a1 and b1, that is this will be a1 and this will be b1. So this is nothing but b1 is greater than or equal to b. Illi hegirutte nodona. So this is a1, this is a, this is b1, this is b. Okay na? So here again we find an interval b1 that belongs to a2 comma b2. So from this I can say b does not belongs to open interval a1 comma b1. Okay na? So first case nodona, if b1 is greater than or equal to b. So if I find the length of this interval, summation k is equal to 1 to n length of ik. This will be obviously greater than or equal to b1 minus a1. Yakendre this is only for a. So this implies summation k is equal to 1 to n length of ik is greater than or equal to b minus a, because b1 is greater than or equal to b and a1 is less than a. Using these two I can write this whole term is greater than or equal to b minus a. So e condition ge when b1 is greater than or equal to b adaga this point holds good. So next condition is if b1 is less than b. So b1 is less than b adaga enagutte b does not belongs to a1 comma b1. Correct? So that means b1 belongs to a comma b. b1 belongs to a comma b and b1 does not belongs to a1 comma b1. Since it is an open interval, endpoint of the intervals will not contain. Correct? That's why b1 does not belongs to a1 comma b1. So this implies a comma b is a subset of union ik. So it follows that there exists another interval such that b1 belongs to a2 comma b2. This implies b1 is in between a2 and b2. So ondsari a chart nodona first inda hege bantu anta. So initially I was having a1 which is less than a, which is less than b1. Here we were having two cases. One is b1 greater than or equal to b, another is b1 is less than b. So b1 is greater than or equal to b adaga b belongs to interval a1 comma b1. So this is done. Here we have proved ala. So that point is clear. Here b does not belongs to a1 comma b1. So you will find an interval b1 belongs to a2 comma b2. Again in this hege barutte nimge, in this you will get two conditions. Correct? So this is nothing but a2 is less than b1 less than b2. Oh sorry. So here again two conditions. In one condition b belongs to a2 comma b2. Again this is done. Illi b does not belongs to b2 does not belongs to a2 comma b2. Again you will find an interval. So b2 belongs to a3 comma b3. You can keep going. ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ at last b belongs to am comma bm. This will be done. Again ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋದು you cannot do. And from where you are choosing these intervals? a1 comma b1, a2 comma b2, a3 comma b3, am comma bm. You are choosing this interval from ik. Ik is equal to ak comma bk, where k varies from 1 to so on up to n. Since ik is a finite collection, this process should terminate somewhere. Correct? Therefore, summation k is equal to 1 to n length of ik is greater than or equal to summation k is equal to 1 to m length of ik. So this is overall finite collection. This is the terminating point. So summation expand ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? bm minus am plus b m minus 1 minus a m minus 1 plus so on up to b1 minus a1. I can write this as bm minus am minus bm minus 1 minus am minus 1 minus bm minus 2 minus so on minus a2 minus b1 minus a1. So am minus bm minus 1, am minus 1 minus bm minus 2, a2 minus b1, you will get negative values here. Correct? So interval a comma b, length of an interval find out ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, b minus a. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ a minus b form ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ, so you will get a negative values. So minus into this negative value, minus into this negative value, minus into this negative value will give positive quantity. So ಈಗ 5 plus 4 is greater than or equal to 5. This is true alla? So I am excluding this part. ಅದೇ ತರ bm plus all this positive quantity minus a1 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. I will exclude this part and I will write it as bm minus a1. Okay now? That is nothing but summation k is equal to 1 to n. Length of ik will be greater than or equal to bm minus a1. So as I have told you, the process terminates at b belongs to am comma bm. So this implies b is in between am and bm. So initially we have seen one condition, enadu a1 is less than a less than b1. Using these two, you can say that summation k is equal to 1 to n, length of ik is greater than or equal to b minus a. Okay na? So this is nothing but m star of I is greater than or equal to b minus a. This is equation number 2. Initially we have proved that m star of I is less than or equal to b minus a. From these two I can conclude that m star of I is equal to b minus a. So this is in the case of closed and bounded intervals. You should remember the statement of Heine-Borel theorem and you should implement that statement in your proof.